Yahya Sinwar, a name that echoed through the halls of power in Gaza and sent shivers down the spines of many Israelis, was more than just a Hamas leader. He was the embodiment of the group's militant heart, a man who rose from the ashes of imprisonment to become a symbol of resistance, and to some, of terror. Born in a refugee camp in Gaza, Sinwar's life was intertwined with the Palestinian struggle from the very beginning. He joined the nascent Hamas organization in the 1980s, quickly rising through the ranks due to his unwavering commitment and ruthlessness. His time in Israeli prisons, where he spent over 2 decades for his role in the kidnapping and death of an Israeli soldier, only seemed to solidify his resolve. He emerged a hardened leader, deeply distrustful of Israel, and committed to armed resistance as the only path to liberation. Sinwar's tenure as Hamas leader, which began in 2017, saw a period of increased military capabilities for the group, with a focus on tunnel warfare and rocket attacks against Israel. He was seen as the driving force behind these developments, a strategist who believed in meeting force with force. News of Sinwar's possible demise broke amidst the chaos of an already volatile conflict, sending shockwaves through the region and beyond. Initial reports, often conflicting and shrouded in the uncertainty that accompanies war, emerged from Israeli sources, claiming a targeted operation had eliminated the Hamas leader. Hamas, known for its tight control over information, remained characteristically silent, neither confirming nor denying the reports. Their silence, whether strategic or born out of genuine confusion, only served to heighten the tension. Within Gaza, the mood was a mixture of disbelief, anxiety, and anticipation. Sinwar, despite his controversial tactics, commanded a degree of respect, even fear, that made him a unifying figure for many. His potential death left a void in the Palestinian political landscape, the implications of which were yet to be fully grasped. In Israel, the reactions were predictably polarized. While some celebrated the news, viewing it as a major victory against terrorism, others expressed caution, aware that the death of a leader, especially one as influential as Sinwar, could easily lead to further escalation and bloodshed. The potential death of a figure like Yahya Sinwar, so deeply embedded in the fabric of Hamas, inevitably raises questions about the organization's future trajectory. The immediate concern is one of succession. Who will fill the void left by a leader known for his charisma, strategic acumen, and iron grip on power? Hamas, despite its image as a monolithic entity, is not immune to internal divisions and power struggles. The race to replace Sinwar could see the rise of competing factions, each vying for control and potentially pushing the organization in different strategic directions. One possibility is the emergence of a hardline successor, someone even more radical than Sinwar, who sees his death as a call for increased violence against Israel. This scenario carries the potential for a significant escalation of the conflict, with devastating consequences for both sides. Alternatively, a more pragmatic leader could emerge, someone willing to engage in dialogue and explore pathways to a ceasefire. This individual might see an opportunity in Sinwar's absence to chart a new course for Hamas, one that prioritizes the welfare of the Palestinian people over endless conflict. Section 4. A Fragile Hope. Could Sinwar's death pave the path to peace? The question of whether Yahya Sinwar's death will ultimately lead to more violence or open a window for peace is one that occupies the minds of diplomats, analysts, and ordinary citizens alike. The answer, as with most things in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, is far from simple and depends on a multitude of factors. On the one hand, Sinwar's removal from the equation could potentially remove a major obstacle to peace. His uncompromising stance and deep-seated distrust of Israel made him a difficult negotiating partner, someone seen by many as an impediment to progress. His absence could create space for new voices within Hamas, perhaps those more open to dialogue and compromise. The international community, presented with a potentially transformative moment, might be more inclined to engage with a Hamas leadership no longer headed by Sinwar. However, the path to peace is fraught with challenges. Sinwar's death, if confirmed, could easily be used by hardliners on both sides to stoke the flames of hatred and incite further violence. The cycle of revenge and retaliation, a tragic hallmark of this conflict, could easily reassert itself. Section 5. The world reacts. International condemnation and calls for restraint. News of Yahya Sinwar's possible death reverberated across the globe, eliciting a mixture of condemnation, concern, and calls for restraint from the international community. Governments and international organizations, already grappling with the complexities of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, found themselves facing yet another potential flashpoint. The United States, a staunch ally of Israel, expressed concern over the escalating violence, but stopped short of condemning the specific operation that allegedly targeted Sinwar. Calls for de-escalation and a return to negotiations were echoed by European leaders, who urged both sides to exercise restraint. The Arab League, in a strongly worded statement, condemned the targeted killing of Sinwar, calling it a dangerous escalation that could further destabilize the region. They urged the international community to hold Israel accountable for its actions and to work towards a just and lasting solution to the conflict. The reactions highlighted the delicate balance that the international community must strike in addressing the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. While condemning violence and urging restraint are crucial, they often ring hollow without concrete steps towards addressing the root causes of the conflict and holding all parties accountable for their actions. Section 6. The uncharted territory. Possible futures for Gaza and the conflict. The potential death of Yahya Sinwar leaves a void in the already volatile landscape of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, the ramifications of which are only beginning to be understood. The future for Gaza, Hamas, and the broader peace process remains uncertain, with a range of possible scenarios unfolding in the coming days, weeks, and months. One possibility is a period of increased instability and violence. Sinwar's death, particularly if followed by a power struggle within Hamas, could lead to a surge in rocket attacks against Israel, inviting a harsh military response and plunging the region into another cycle of conflict. Alternatively, Sinwar's absence could pave the way for a new leadership within Hamas, one more willing to engage in dialogue and seek a negotiated settlement. This scenario, while fraught with challenges, could potentially create an opening for meaningful peace talks and a move towards a two-state solution. The international community, presented with both risks and opportunities, will play a crucial role in shaping the trajectory of events. Providing humanitarian assistance to the people of Gaza, mediating between the parties, and working to address the underlying causes of the conflict will be paramount in preventing further bloodshed and creating the conditions for a just and lasting peace.